me to turn around. I see that shit from the corner of my eye. I'm just like, hold on now. Let me get a closer look. So I scaled a building and
Mm-hmm.
then I brought
And
out a
approach the
camera.
bars.
Yeah. So I turned
Perfect.
around and then like I put on a camera, aiming it closely at this shit because it's like, I know my pussy is telling me there's something wrong with this girl. Cause she's like, oh yeah, no. Like so and so is like so fine. Like that's an attractive man. Mind you, she doesn't know that he's my boyfriend at the time.
260,
So
latest
that
911.
happened. And then that's like when I break the news to her, like, yeah, no, I'm his girlfriend. And then she just is like, oh. And then she stays silent for like 10 seconds or whatever. I don't know. And then she's just like, yeah, no, I don't do drama. You know,
Why are you taking a
I'm not
picture of
with
me?
that. Like, I don't like petty shit. None of that. You know, like we cool. You cool. I'm cool. And
Right,
I'm just like,
right.
yeah, you cool.
I
I'm cool.
understand.
And then I find out after the breakup, they decided to start sneaking around. Mind you, I'm not a dumb bitch. So I knew from the get-go that they was hooking up on the side
Mm-hmm.
after they sat at my face and said, I'm so disappointed in you after what you pulled. I'm just like, bitch, please. Ugh. So yeah, now they're like, he put her in the house that he said that he was gonna buy for me. Do you know how crazy that is?
Oh,
Honestly,
that's
like
wild.
no, like that's so insane. Like you could have
Show
put her in any other
659
house, but you
76
decided
to
to put
the
her in the
lady
house that I
37
wanted
Charlie.
and decorate the house in the exact same style that I said that I wanted. Like you musty as fuck for that, bitch. Like what the fuck?
Oh,
And so, yeah, that's
sorry,
when
I
the
was
morning started. You
talking to
know, woke up
somebody.
good and pretty,
This guy, did
remembered
you
all
say
that shit,
school?
and it's just like, oh, I need
The latest
to
911. You
take my anger
kidnapping
out,
people.
you know, get my frustrations out. So I took a camping
Oh,
trip up
oh,
north
that
with the
guy's just
girls.
really
We went
insecure because
hunting.
his wife is on a ride along with me.
One of them has like an Airbnb up there or
He's
something. I don't know.
home.
So like we were throwing plates against the
Your
tree, throwing
home
like
wrecker.
hats
Got it.
and
Allegedly.
stuff like that. And then I stumbled upon, you know, a hunting rifle. And apparently it was like hot as fuck like when I picked it
368
up.
from
It's just like,
253.
oh my God. Like as you can see, I got like little like burn scuffs on my fingers because that
Mm-hmm.
shit was hot as hell, you know? It was
Right,
hot as fuck.
right.
Hotter than yesterday's weather. So yeah, that happened. And then I guess like what you claimed to me, like having gun residue or whatever, it was probably from that hunting rifle that I picked up.
Was that for
Up
me,
north in
Emily?
Toledo, you know, up in that lumber forest.
Yes, it's
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, send
So
it.
yeah, there's that, and then like we just like came back north or came back down to like the city, and then you saw me like at the scene because it's like, hold on now. One thing about me, I don't know directions like
classic.
that. I'm like a mentally
Give me 25 to
directionally
my.
challenged bitch. So
Yeah,
yeah,
pick a spot and then
I was
ping
driving through like the
294.
city, making my way back down, and I'm just like, where the fuck is so and
25
so?
MRPD,
You
please.
know, like where's my girl Angel?
Skip. Pick a different
So I
spot.
went to
That's
go
not
look for her,
cool.
and that's like when you like put it behind me, I'm just like, oh Lord, like what's tea? What's going on? Yeah, no, I don't have time for this,
Hey, just
honestly.
check your
Like,
text
yeah, I could have
messages.
done like the good Samaritan thing and just like pulled over, but it's just like,
Expect him to
I'm sorry, but
raid.
like I have a lot going on, and I just did not have time to answer questions from the cops, honestly. You feel me?
Okay.
Copy that.
All right.
I'll be 76 to Mission Road
Okay.
PD.
All right.
64676 most recent 37.
How's your day going?
I'm good. I'm good.
No, you tell me how your day was going. How's your day going?
Well,
Oh yeah, bro, it's all good.
1 second. Yeah. I need to one moment.
One.
Hey,
I have a 95 and I gotta run
yeah,
a gun.
no, take as long as you need.
Okay.
It's yeah, you. As
All
long
right.
as you need, we'll we'll start whenever you get here. You good?
Sounds
Rose?
good. All right.
All right. See ya.
So you telling me this gun ain't gonna come back to nothing?
I haven't used that gun. Like I
All
said,
right.
what you claim as gun residue was from that hunting rifle up north.
Ah, okay. All right.
I can tell you where I found it. I found it at the lumber yard under like next to some cement and like some bushes. There's like this big ass bison there. Oh no, you see like a guy there like selling like fake cabbages or something. Oh no, you can go check out like the scene. Stuff like that.
All right. Do me a favor.
It's just a
Sit tight. I'll be with you shortly. Okay. I'm gonna run
Where
up and
else
run
am I
all
gonna
this
go?
information. Sit tight.
On right westbound through Daily Globe, exiting code San Andreas, left eastbound San Andreas. Left Los
Hello.
I no longer can see the impound fees going to the
And does you
impound
want
lot.
comms or do you want me to take them?
Oh, damn. Unfortunate.
We'd
It's
have
all
to
right.
call an employee and
secondary
have them
has your
come. So
comms. We're heading
we can do that.
westbound now on
Not the
Dorset.
secondary has your comms, girl. Oh, girl. Ooh, I gotta fix that. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, bye. Ignore the shot at MRPD. Is that the casing? Okay. $8207.
Violent crime doesn't say violent felony. By the way, look for the car, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a violent crime. She head on into 360 no star.
Hmm. $6993. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, those are not the first instances of that coming up. Evidence. Shooting at Fudge. Awkward.
And that would suck. Oh no, I think Leon's quite. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I was doing exactly as I was supposed to.
Why you got your persona?
Hmm.
I think because
You was lying to me.
What do you mean?
Oh no.
You're a
About what?
liar.
About what?
About you finding this gun.
The hunting rifle? There's a hunting rifle up north. What?
What about the pistol?
The pistol? What do you mean?
The one that was shot recently?
The one that was shot recently.
Yep, you
Who
heard
shot
me.
that shit?
You?
No, I didn't shoot no gun.
No?
Mm-mm.
Well, how long have you had it?
How long have I had it? I've had it for... What time is it? I found it up north too. So about like an hour.
An hour?
Maybe like... No, I was up north for an hour, but I found that like in the span of like what? I don't know, 20 minutes?
Why are you lying?
It's a very short drive.
Hello, sir.
Rhodes, that was pretty weird.
Valid though, right?
No, you just called me unpleasant to look at.
No, I said uncanny. Like it.
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
No, that's
No,
not
uncanny
unpleasant.
does not mean unpleasant.
Or unsettling or whatever.
No, no. Well, unsettling in the sense of it is so crazy that two things can look so alike.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it
Me
doesn't mean
personally, I
that.
would
Uncanny
not
is
take
unbelievable, so it's
I
like
would not take that
unbelievable.
personally.
I can't believe the two of y'all look so much alike, like that. Not like you're
Yeah,
ugly
exactly.
by default. Yeah. It's all right though. It's all right. All right. So here's the thing, AK.
What
Yes,
about you?
that's eyelashes. Let's see.
Well, you are in possession of a gun that was involved in a shooting earlier.
What shooting?
Arter, you were actually there, right?
Yep, that's why I'm here. Which one is it? Is it part 2 or just the first one?
First one.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sense of this, you know?
Yeah, it was
Of the
it was a massive fucking shooting, and
Oh my god.
What shooting
Uh,
are y'all talking about?
it was over on Fudge Lane.
I
You
don't go to
know,
Fudge.
like kind of where we found you.
Okay.
What
Like
car
I said,
did?
I came down from north. I was up, hunting. With my not even hunting, but
Were
I
you
was
asking
chilling with
what
my
car
girls.
AK was in?
What car was AK in?
The Sentinel.
That was
Why do you emphasize
had
that?
shots fired from.
Yeah. We got
Okay.
reports of shots being fired from your vehicle.
We were up, huh?
Yeah, but you keep
We
saying
were
you was up
at
north.
the hunting zone.
Girl, then
Yeah.
why does call come in the south side?
I don't know.
You got long arms or something?
Please, do I look like I have long arms? Honestly,
I
honestly,
mean, you kind of look. You are taller than me currently.
Ooh.
I'm just wearing boots.
Hmm. Hmm.
And baby, I was up north with my girls at an Airbnb.
That
That car probably got
that
shot
doesn't
at.
match up.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Walk
the
me through
math
me.
ain't mathin'.
The
Walk me
time
through it.
ain't timing. The distance ain't distancing.
Walk me through it. So walk me through it.
So okay, I'll walk you through it slowly. Pimp walking shit. So
Did you just call
you
yourself
know,
a pimp?
no, I just said the action of pimp walking.
Okay.
Right.
Looks around.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, you.
You hear me, right?
Yep.
So shots fired from the vehicle. We respond immediately, just like that. Boom, we're on scene. We see the car. We start chasing because we have a call of the description of the car you're in,
Which is
the Sentinel, which
well,
came back
yeah.
to
You're gonna
6
see the
figures.
car because I just came from up north.
Yeah, we responded in, I would say, 30 seconds or less. And unless that car is equipped with a jet engine, yeah, I don't see that happening.
Well, I mean, obviously gonna be in the area. I was looking for one of my friends who's missing currently because I just came up north. There's like a highway, like right where Fudge Lane is.
All right.
Yeah, but
So I
30
don't know nothing.
seconds. It takes
Oh
longer
wait,
than 30 seconds to get from north to south.
I don't know about that shit. All I know is that I was driving and I was looking around for a friend who went.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I will make this as plain and simple as it's going to be. For charges, you're looking at reckless evading, resisting arrest, criminal use of a firearm, and possession of a tampered firearm, because this does not have a serial number. To explain, how we deal with hot guns is essentially you, as the person in possession of it, are essentially guilty of any of the crimes this gun was part of. And because this vehicle was discharged in an open area, and there was no contact made via 911, 311 to indicate why it was shot within this large-scale shooting that was witnessed by officers, it at minimum qualifies for criminal use of a firearm on the basis that even if it were in self-defense, because we did not get contacted to inform us of said situation, it's criminal use and no longer legal. Hence the
What?
criminal use of a firearm charge. The possession of a tampered firearm is on the basis of, again, not having a serial number. Reckless evading, girl, you done crashed into a car in opposing lanes. I'm pretty sure you was watching the head-on commercial, because you head on that car and then flipped, got disabled, ran on foot, fell off,
You
and
pushed
resisting.
me. You pushed me.
I did no such thing.
You
I-
literally pushed me.
I tackled you.
You literally pushed me
Keep
onto
saying
the
it.
cement.
Keep saying it. Don't worry. It changed nothing.
Well, like I told you, yeah, I drove away and ran because I don't have time for that. I'm trying to look for my missing friend.
I
He's
under. Why
still
didn't you
out there.
tell us that?
I did
I
tell you
would have
that.
looked with you.
Well, you handcuffed me, so, and I was also bleeding out because you pushed me.
Okay, maybe true. Now
Who are your girls, by the way? You said you were looking
Who are
for?
my girls?
Yeah.
I was with who? Angel. I think Bastoni. That's what I was saying. I don't know. I just met the bitch.
Angel Stone. But who are you looking for?
Angel Bastoni.
Oh, okay. You
And then I
weren't
was
looking for
with
anybody else. You don't hang out with anybody else.
Talia, my cousin Devin, and Portia.
Okay, so it just sounds like a bunch of fake names.
Fake
I respect
names.
it.
What makes you think they're fake names? What?
girl, you could have done said Alana.
Okay, Jace Barter. Alana.
Ooh.
Alana's. We're not friends.
Okay, if you say so.
I just like Alana, but we're
All
not
right.
friends.
Let's see. So with these 4 charges, you're looking at 75 months. Now the fine, I ain't gonna lie, pretty hefty. Pretty hefty. You're looking at $26,938. The possession of a tampered firearm is $18,750. Criminal use is $6,250. Reckless evading $1,700. Resisting arrest $238. Girl, you can't be picking up these guns on the side of the road or wherever the heck you found them, because if there's a murder, you going down for murder.
Do I honestly
Girl,
seem like the types of...
You could have an alibi. You could have video footage of you being in the cells at the time. If you pick up that gun that got a body on it, guess what? You got a body on your record. It ain't worth it. The gun ain't worth it.
Not just trying to worry about my body. I don't like that. Looks around.
No, like it got a body on it, as in like.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay,
I know what you mean, but
right.
why are you worried about my body?
I'm not worried about your body. I'm just telling you the consequences of your not so good actions. Now, in saying that, how do you plead to the charges?
You said what?
I said, in saying that, how do you plead to the charges?
I have not, because I didn't do anything wrong.
So is that not guilty?
Or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay, all right. That being said, I'm gonna fine you in the amount of $26,938. Wait, hold up. You got a license?
Huh?
Okay. I will reach out to a judge and see if one's available. Okay.
Say bench trial?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Why do you say it like that? What do you know that I don't know? What's tea?
I know that gun that you were in possession of was fired on Fudge Lane about 45 minutes ago.
Okay, well, I have no reason to be on Fudge Lane.
You have...
And yet, that's pretty much where we found you. Why was you...
Why was it? Okay. Because I drove up north down the highway through the south side. Hello. And I was looking for my friend because she went missing.
On Fudge Lane?
Yeah.
Was she getting shot or something?
I don't know.
Did you find her?
I'm here, so I didn't find her.
All right. Jace, would you be able to sit with her? I'm waiting for a judge's response. I also have a meeting. I'm thinking 10 or so minutes. All right, thank you. I'll be back. AK, I'll see you soon. Sit tight. Fuck. Hey, what up? Hey.
Shut up and start talking about that.
Yep. Listen, she done said bench trial. We got to make this quick. What up?
Right, do you want to kick us off, Sky, if you got any big announcements for us?
Lucas, I'm like, you good?
I haven't eaten. What the fuck?
You're like the watch commander. You're like the third in command. The whole fucking PD.
They're little. I don't really have anything that I haven't like told you guys already.
I'm so bothered by y'all being on your MDTs because y'all look like y'all ever seen like a grasshopper just fucking like with its legs.
All right. I guess if Sky's no announcements, we'll keep it quick. The big thing why I just want to get everyone here to is the reports and incidents. They are simply put dog shit right now. So if you guys all pull up senior report 8206. We need to audit all our officers. So I just did a quick check. If you scroll down of Andrew Fritz, just looking at one report, he has the wrong title. He doesn't have a statement himself. He hasn't filled out first on scene location. There is a suspect that isn't clicked as processed or guilty at all, and there are no possession photos of any suspect in that report. And that's like the latest report he's done, and it's 5 days old. So if all 8 of us, senior plus, are auditing reports, it just only means about 7 people we need to check each. I guess the question is everyone happy to help audit reports?
I don't have a problem, but what I will say is the MDT has fucked me over personally. As in, I almost always write my reports in a notepad and then shift it over. And on the docket, there's something right now where my report should be in there and is not. So I don't know how that happened.
You need to check the history too.
I did. I sorted through all of the available history, and it's not there. Is the issue? And when unless there's something like pressing, I typically don't do the report right away. So I highly doubt that, let's say 9 hours later, when I'm sitting there pacing my report, and that someone coincidentally overwrote it. You know what I mean? Like that just don't make sense. Either that or the MDT had an issue where it didn't reflect that I actually put it in, despite the fact that I did.
And that's very possible, right? Like that is happening, I'm sure. It happens all the time, like especially when the MDT gets a little wonky, we lose connection, this, that, and what this means is that when we audit these reports and we take them to these officers, and we can let them know like, hey, these are things to improve on. And if they say, oh, I did do that, and it must have just reverted in the MDT, then we can take that information and bring it to the IT guy of the MDT and say, here's an example, this happened. Here's an example, this happened. Here's an example, this happened. And we'll have like an actual information to bring to him to hopefully fix and alleviate those problems from happening in the future. That's the only way that's going to get fixed, right?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
We can sit and say like, oh, reports are reverting, this, that, but until we bring like a list, like when we bring him 40 reports and say all of these reports in some way reverted, like, then that hopefully will be able to be like, oh, okay, we should probably
point him in the right direction. Yeah. I agree.
I think the key thing though as well is making sure people actually are taking DNA, have possession photos, are doing that stuff properly as well. So not just a statement, clicking process and all that. It's kind of like a holistic check of reports, because I mean we just did quick scans just now and all the basics aren't being done right now, unfortunately.
Question: does the MDT? I apologize. I've been MIA for a bit. I remember in large-scale situations with lots of evidence, the MDT had an issue where you would submit evidence and then the evidence would not actually exist in the report or in the evidence field or tab at all. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like I added like 20 photos and they were all labeled, all numbered individually, and then after like 8 it stopped, and it was a large scale situation and nothing else could be added to that report. Does anyone know if that was resolved?
I've never had problems. Sometimes I will put the evidence in the report and it doesn't show up on the report, but it is still in the evidence tab, so then it's super easy to just add it in that way.
Did you already
I've had that happen.
Yeah, I did. It's in the
That's the casing in the
yeah, the
report.
casing and the projectile are the ones.
But as far as I'm aware, that hasn't happened. That it's possible. Anything's possible at this point because, and let's face it, is that from until as of recently, things have been a little rough. So, we've kind of just been like going with the flow, right? We've just been taking steps forward because we can't stop, right? You know, like if we take any moment to stop,
Good song
and,
choice,
like,
Kim. Good song choice.
we were, you know, we didn't have the people to take those kind of times, right? Whereas now we can kind of, again, if that's happening, then we can make note of these things and start actually being like, hey, can these start, like, can we get these fixed, right?
Yep, I think that's valid.
So yeah, if everyone's on board, we're gonna just give like a color to somebody. We can randomize it, whatever the case may be. And that'll be your color. You'll have your names of who to document. There's a senior report with the list. And just run through those reports really quickly. And we're gonna do the last 30 days. And this time, I think that, in my opinion, we should go relatively easy on and just more so be teaching and correcting. But then next month when we do it again, if it is still for the next month happening, that's if they're like for example, we're going through everyone, so they're going to be a double offender, then we would push more for a disciplinary action personally.
I mean, I think it depends how severe they are, though. Like, if they've got like 10 reports that are just clearly not up to standard, they need a DAP.
Sure, I can agree.
If it's like one report, you know, sure, maybe they just forgot one report, but if it's a clear pattern, that's an issue.
Yeah, I can agree with that. In some way, if they've got 10 reports, that yeah, there needs to be like something.
Or like a combination of things, like a lot of reports, not consistently not taking DNA for things, or like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a question, and don't hate me for asking this.
No, we're not gonna hate you.
But do you guys think that a lot of the like not taking DNA stems from the fact that a lot of people assume that their DNA is already on file? And I asked that because weapons licenses, this was a very common thing. Everyone would look at somebody with a firearm, be like, there's no way this person has a weapons license, not even check, and they actually did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Like, do you guys think we should instead push for, like, if somebody commits a violent felony, swab them for DNA? Just do it. Do it on right then and there.
Always swab. Or...
I think that we should just, every time you have a 95, you check their profile and check to make sure that their profile is complete for all of the things that they need to do.
I got in a habit of every time I bring in a 95, I'll bring them into the fingerprint room. I'll fingerprint them. I'll check their profile.
Yep.
See if they need
That
anything.
should always be how it is. Yeah.
And do
I
it
think
while
that
they're still
is-
cuffed, so that they can't fucking run around and be assholes about it. Get them when I have them. If we might charge them with a violent felony, I'll get their DNA and hold on to it. And if we end up not charging them with a violent felony, I'll dump the DNA before putting it in the report. It's just about kind of getting, I guess, a habit into people to do
Proper
that.
processing habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree.
feel like mainly it's just the profile one. Like, if you just get them to check it, and then boom.
I think that another thing that happens, which is something we need to start, like, in some way get away from, which is, let's say a 95 is somebody on motor, so somebody else transport that 95. That 95 gets to MRPD, they put them in the cells, they take their possessions, as opposed to, instead of taking them and putting them in a cell, bringing them into the, like, it's not really a vestibule, but the lock chamber, like, before, where you could take them into the mugshot room and have them wait there with the 95 until the processing officer shows up, so then the processing officer can start all of the processing. So that way it's not two people processing. One person doesn't know, did their possessions get documented, so on and so forth. So that way it's just like whoever's the processing officer is responsible, the other person is just simply bringing them to MRPD and dropping them off at that location.
The other thing that actually just happened to me was I suspected this firearm was going to come back to a report that was up, but I was not sure, and I didn't want to mix and match reports and incidents and all that stuff. Is the expectation that we just pretty much start a new incident if we have someone under arrest, even if they may have been involved in that prior, and process them on a new one? Because, like, I was originally thinking, I'll just throw everything in the report, but I was like, okay, but what if they're not actually involved? They were, to be clear. Like, what if they weren't? I didn't want to mess anything up.
I think that if it's somebody that could be involved and you're not 100% sure, doing another report and then referencing the reports, it doesn't hurt at all. I think that that's probably... Or you start a report, if they end up being involved in the other one, copy paste all the shit over to the other one, and then I just mark the report that
It's pretty quick to move evidence across as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's already in there. You just the plus.
Yeah, you just click the
and
pluses.
move everything,
Yeah.
and then put delete, and then we can delete it. Can seniors delete reports, or is it only Sergeant Pla?
Seniors can.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay.
We can delete reports, but not incidents.
Instance. Okay. Well, yeah, just mark it up for delete, and it'll either sit there for eternity with a big delete written on it, or somebody will actually go through and delete it. I think it's probably what I would say.
Bringing that up, are we auditing both reports and incidents, or just incidents, or?
I say both.
Both.
I would agree with both.
What are we gonna
30 days.
So okay, but what are we gonna find in reports if reports are typically this evidence was here, this is this witness's statement?
Hot guns, or like, you know,
As
future
long as
hot guns,
it's written,
or like,
written properly, that they wrote something.
like if they collect evidence of scene and then it's a hot gun, but they didn't say charge people X, Y, and Z at the top or something, well, that's an issue.
Yeah.
If it's just like a statement report, it doesn't really matter.
Right,
it's like
right.
You know, something that could lead to more.
Vehicle
it matters.
documentation, or like, for example, let's say that it's from Cash Exchange Laundromat. They took a witness statement and say they didn't get the witness phone number. Like, that's something we just need to explain. Like, hey, when you are talking to a witness, you need to make sure to try to get
Phone
their
numbers,
information.
yeah.
Something small, but something that does need done properly.
Yep.
So when it does become something big, we have it covered.
One thing I ran into a while ago was VAFs being handed out, but not properly done. So oftentimes people are not trying to reach out to the people, and it's like actually a requirement. Now, obviously, we can't run plates anymore and get phone numbers. The judges are aware of that, but we still need to put forth an effort. And I fear that if people didn't put forth an effort, VAFs are going to get strike down. Like, we are supposed to include in that communication with them the report number, a general, like, description of what happened and how their vehicle was involved, in the violent felony or whatever committed. And I don't think that's happening in a lot of situations.
I have a question. So if we have a suspect in custody and we have verbally explain that to them, how do we prove that in court?
You text them and have a paper trail.
So here's the thing. Text is ideal, but here's the reality. We can't always do that. And the reason we can't always do that is because we don't have their number typically. And if they're unwilling to cooperate, we legally can't pull their SIM card out. And I don't think we can, at least. Can we? Can we pull their SIM card out?
No,
we cannot.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm like, that would be best case scenario. You're right, but we can't. So, like, then what do we do? For me, I think as long as you're documenting how you communicated it to them, whether that be through text message or you attempted to reach out, or over the course of a week you've attempted to find their number via the lemon list, you've been twatting out, so that the judges at least know, and there's a paper trail of these comments being made of attempts to inform.
Okay, I can agree.
because I'm telling you now, based on what I saw in the past, I would say a majority of VAFs would actually be removed.
Yeah, we can make sure that we are
Your house is on
including in
fire?
BAFs with some kind of information into a report. We definitely should. Because that's true. We do need to be documenting that properly. Because a judge is going to look at the report and be like, okay, what the fuck? That's another thing is like a lot of people are coming in and FOIAing reports, and we just need to make sure that we are not.
Carter, are we able to sort out the processing, or do you need me?
You know, letting that go. I have another handful of things to talk about, I guess. I have been communicating with Command Plus for a handful of things, so I'm going to just kind of give you guys a rundown so you guys know that we are communicating or attempting to communicate with High Command and amongst Command. At least I am trying to, for sure. Jimmy brought up a lot of reports are starting to be done in bullet form, and I am trying to find out if this is going to be something that we're going to allow or not. Ruby commented on it, that she did not think we should be doing it, but I have not gotten a definitive answer, so I will have that hopefully for you eventually, of whether or not we're going to be allowing bullet point statements in reports.
Is it bad that I think I don't think it matters? Like, I guess consistency and formatting, but like for some people, when they're writing this stuff out, they want a simple, quick, and I'm gonna be real, it's probably easier reading a bullet point list of a statement than you know, not a paragraph, but a novel that's like 60 lines long.
No, you're not wrong. I think the discrepancy with the bullet points is a lot of them that I've seen don't actually contain the information that is necessary to connect the dots when we are looking at these reports and trying to get information sometimes. I think if they are doing their due diligence and like they are in their bullet format stating the important information, it should be fine. Like I actually don't really see
So what you're saying is they're kind of like they're sticking to like that PowerPoint rule of
it's
like
the PowerPoint, but like of the useless info PowerPoint from what I've seen.
Well, the PowerPoint rule of trying to
them.
consolidate info, but then they're not hitting on things they should be.
Yeah, well, like I'll use the example of Cornwood. Cornwood, I saw a bullet point format thing that he had, and it was actually really good. Like he had all of the stuff stated. He even had bullet points for his like RS and PC and like the charges, whatever it might be, right? His was really, really good. But I had seen someone else do it the other day, and it actually, that example you gave of PowerPoint, but like the most like useless info ever. It was
like
literally
regurgitating obvious stuff or something.
Yes,
right?
it was like the most obvious things that if you're gonna do the bullet point thing, like the point of that is to like get the fucking info there, clean cut and quickly, and it wasn't that. It was like 10 bullet points, like leading up to basically nothing.
Got it. Okay.
So I think that's where the discrepancy with bullet points, at least in my opinion, come from, is because since there's a lot more rooms for error, I guess, rather than our regular standard report format, but it shouldn't be the worst thing ever, so long as that is okay. I mean, that goes with it too. I mean, High Command is doing that, so I don't know how much of a no that is gonna be.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be up to High Command what they decide. I will inquire again. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up that was brought up to them. Evidence lockers, having more shelves in the evidence lockers, so that way we are able to utilize and get all of our evidence into one locker, because clearly like there's like 40 shelves and sometimes we need like 180, right? So hopefully that will come in the future. I am trying to get that to happen. Obviously we have like certain things that we have to go through for things like that, but hopefully that is something that can get done. It was requested for Sergeant Plus. If there is no LT on duty, that Sergeant Plus can authorize Air 1 for something beyond the list of things that are on like of what we can use Air 1 for. So that was something that they said. So Sergeant Plus can do that if there is no LT.
Y'all, I got a hot take. I got a real hot take.
Give it, babe.
Y'all really ready for this?
Yeah.
Bolos are useless. Long-term announcements need to be where bolos are, and like,
Yes.
you know, week-long announcements need to fucking disappear, and I need to never see them again. Okay, I said it. I'm sorry.
You know, I archived bolos like a month ago and no one noticed. No one fucking reads that shit. I just kind of like moved them all to reports, and not a single person picked up on that.
Listen, let me describe the issue with bolos. How come there's a report with an ID of 2041 all the way at the bottom, followed by the most recent 8,192? Bitch, 6,000 reports between them.
Fuck it, I'll just archive them now. I'm gonna do it.
One, because Jimmy was archiving. Two, because nobody was using them, and there's been I think there was an announcement put out encouraging the use of them. But that comes down to the main problem. The source of the problem is nobody actually reads them. Just like people don't fucking realize that bitches be having warrants out here.
So for me, obviously this is just a preference thing. Because the bolo section literally isn't used, and no one, I'm be real. When I pull up this shit, I'm looking at the warrants and announcements, and let me tell you, there's a lot of red in my announcements. A lot of red. Because I read it, okay? But the important part is that I'm not kidding, there are too many, like, sort of do your job announcements that, like, the important info-based announcements get scrolled. So, for example, if the bolo section was, like, Air 1 usage, or just a vehicle usage, like, announcement, that way anybody could very quickly reference, like, actual important information as to like whether or not they can do this. That would, I think, free up so many like questions people have. I don't know, maybe that's just me, because let me tell, I don't, what,
there's way too many announcements. Like,
I have to read an announcement that says use tags. Use tags.
They're too like specific, the announcements. They're too individualized. They should be like big, like these are announcements from the shift meeting, like just one announcement a day. Or maybe that's too much, but like one announcement a week. These are and you have a log of 7 announcements in that one announcement or something from the shift meeting.
I agree. Like bolos before used to be like things like, hey, pay attention. These two gangs are a gang-related shooting, or BBMC is being hyper aggressive, so double up during these times.
Bit of a
like,
shift bolo.
Things like like things that were actually like important.
At this point, McNulty's gonna squeeze in his birthday's on a certain day as a bolo no one's gonna realize. I guarantee that shit would go unnoticed for at least 24 hours.
If you find any firearms belonging to Lucas Lovesick, please contact Maeve Wolf or Cohen Ryko. Bolo.
That was 20 days ago.
20 days ago.
At this point, I would assume statute of limitations is gone.
And see, like something like that should be written in Lucas Lovesick's profile, right? And then if someone finds anything that comes back to Lucas Lovesick, they should be looking at his profile and then see, oh, this note is in his profile.
Specific ones,
Yeah, that's something that should go in his profile, not an announcement for everybody to have to read, because it's few and far between. So,
I bet I'll archive all this shit and no one will notice they're even gone.
Yeah, I mean, like,
There's
that's
no
something
way
we can bring up to high command, but I don't know if the bullet section is going to get changed or anything like that. I mean, that's going to be something that
I've wasted time
a lot of work.
shifting my eyeballs from left to right, reading that Sophia McMoo reported her car stolen 21 days ago.
Should be on her profile.
Bolo.
Doesn't even like. I don't even.
Oh my god.
All the bolos
or maybe
are gone.
maybe
They're all
bolos
gone.
maybe bolos and announcements need an expiration date. Like warrants expire.
Ooh, that'd be good.
These shits need to expire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the next excuse is, well, I didn't see it, and then you're
Well, adjustable expiry date? Question mark.
maybe.
Maybe you gotta click confirm you've seen it, and then it disappears if it's past the expiry date.
Ooh, I like that.
So if you haven't read them, like Matt hasn't, they're all there.
I'll
But as
be
soon as you
there.
click it, it
Then
goes
they'll
away
go.
because it's past the expiry date. Maybe that's too much work though.
I'm just saying the dashboard is not being utilized because there is too much information too often, and as a result, people just continue on their day without looking at it.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, I should have. Did y'all hear my gunshot?
Stuff you want me to...
Yep, we were talking about.
I want y'all to know that the reason I did not come here was because y'all were here. Okay. That is why. That is why. All right. Click mark is red.
Right. There's gonna be another
fire of any
announcement
weapon.
that, you guys will see soon. TM on Discordia. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but just look at it and then it'll explain, and then we will teach people appropriately from there. So just kind of keep a lookout for that. That was another thing that was discussed with High Command and Command. If you notice anything in the SOPs that need to be rewritten or worded differently, or we have since changed, please let me know. I'm making a list of things that need to be updated in the SOP. So far, the Scout being Officer Plus has been updated, and we are going to add, if a suspect is going to get a warrant on a scene, that all officers need to immediately add their statements into that report, and they do not have any time frame that they can do it. They need to do it right away so a warrant can get processed
Before the warrant gets put
appropriately.
up, yeah.
Yeah. Those are so far things that have submitted to get changed in the SOPs. If you have any other things that you've noticed that are not up to date and would like to see that corrected, just let me know and I'll add it to the bulletin.
Writing SOPs are for nerds.
Okay. You wrote SOPs for...
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, you did, freak.
Fucking nerd.
Other than that,
Oh my god,
I am
reading the
doing my
announcements is
best
worse.
I wrote SOPs too.
try to communicate. Girl, is it me that's having problems? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Fuck.
You're good. You're good.
Good, you're good.
It's a little
Yeah.
choppy.
I'm doing my best to communicate with Command and High Command and then try to get answers for questions that you guys bring to me. And that goes for any Senior Plus, officers, whatever it is. I am going to try to start bridging that gap because obviously we
Are they
don't have
both
a High
up?
Command member that comes around during this shift, so try to
Eric?
get answers for things.
He was alive for like an hour.
Yeah, he showed up for a 90 alpha. And then...
Any of y'all have the ability to take down an announcement?
That's
Yeah.
Command Plus.
I think we can do that.
Okay, can somebody take down Maple's announcement of weapons
Yeah, I don't know why
licenses?
Cassidy didn't just take it down.
Because listen, I'm going through it. I'm familiar with this shit, including
okay,
shooting on
so-
the roof.
No. You are familiar with it, but a lot of people aren't, especially when
Yeah,
it came to
that's
the
why
hunting
it came
license
up.
one.
No. The issue is that both are still up. So while I'm going through making these not read no more, there's conflicting info active in announcements.
Well, the other one was fixed.
Can someone explain
No, it wasn't.
why the fuck
They're both
you can have a hunting license without having a fucking weapon license in the first
because
place?
they have anti
Yeah, they have
people
safety triggers,
technology.
Oh, they do? Or are we just fucking
Yes.
delusional?
No.
'Cause that shit don't make no damn fucking sense, bitch.
Okay, it doesn't make sense, but that is how it is treated.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Okay.
I guess. That's
Anti-people
fucking weird.
technology.
Anti-people technology is crazy. Okay.
All right, real quick before we diverge too far, everyone's got a color now on the audit. So Sky is auditing all the green people, so that's Maisie Graves to Lorraine Mercer. Alice is auditing all the orange people, so Pinzone to McMahon. I'm auditing all the white labeled people, so Theos to Lynn. Flops auditing the blue people, Mercer to Greenway. Rhodes, you're auditing all the purple people. Rodney Field to Dan Fisher. Maple, you're auditing all the cadets. So Mothy to McCarthy. Lucas, you're auditing all the yellows. So Flocko to Gordon. And Pinzone, you're auditing Sky to Maple.
Oh hell no.
Yeah! Oh my god, I'm actually gonna do it.
I did that for a reason.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that shit. Oh,
Call us
yo,
out,
fuck
Pins.
nah.
Call us out if we fucked up.
Who the fuck is
Oh
auditing
my
Alice?
God,
Let me
we
do
are
it.
good.
Alice
Wait,
is
hold on.
Alice.
Who audited me?
I'm auditing him.
Alice, I'll let you slide on some stuff.
How come I ain't
You're gonna
got?
let me slide.
I ain't got any of y'all.
I'll let you slide.
You do. Oh, you're the purple people.
No, I
When
got
you said
Rodney,
purple people,
Noah, Christian, Andrew, Jack, or
they're in
Davenport.
it's in order of
The roster.
I know,
roster,
I
that's
know.
why.
You don't know these people?
Hold up, you gave. Oh, you know what? It makes sense that Pins would get the top of the list because we gonna do our job.
Yeah.
Nah, when I call you out, Rhodes, everyone's getting checked besides Alice. Alice,
What do you mean everyone's getting checked besides Alice?
You
If
better check
anyone you're not gonna
Alice,
check,
Pins.
it better be me,
You better
bitch.
check
What the fuck's
Alice.
wrong with you?
Pins is gonna be stuck looking at these fucking
Pins,
reports for the next 3 hours
Pins,
because of the amount of reports we
I
get.
want you to know that the shit that's on the docket, my report was there. Okay. Why it ain't?
I'll take note of it.
Days, Rhodes. It's the last 30
Yeah, this in the last 30 days.
Alice,
It's an
Pins,
appeal.
trust if you fucking audit me, you're sleeping in a fucking house.
I have to
bitch,
audit
a
you.
dog
I'm
house.
being
No, the
ordered
fuck you
to.
down. No, the fuck you down.
All right, listen. The only
Yes,
one
he
who
fucking
gets a
does.
pass is Alice.
No, Alice does not get a pass. Okay,
Nah, she gets.
I will take.
It depends on
Wait,
what
are
dirt
we
she has on me.
Are we just auditing reports that they made or reports that they're involved in?
Both.
Both, everything.
Well,
Reports,
Okay,
incidents,
so that's
everything.
gonna be a problem with I've noticed with the reports is people are not tagging officers involved.
I mean, just whatever shows up when you search their name by officer involved
Yeah.
in creator. If it doesn't show up, it doesn't show up, right? It
So
slipped
only
through the
their
cracks.
created reports, not their involved?
Involved
No,
as
they're
well,
starting to
just if it
tag.
shows up.
Oh,
Well, we
The
actually
fuck?
that's another thing we need to probably like. I don't know if we need to just start telling people at the shift meeting like, whoever is the primary officer that sets up that does the report, and if somebody makes a report for someone else and the other officer's like, can somebody just put up a report up for me, I'll do it all, and they don't include all of the officers, like, and or if you were on the scene and they ask you like, because I'm gonna be honest, this happens to me a lot. Half the time there are bitches on like a scene and I'm just like, I don't even remember who the hell was there.
That's what happened to me. I just went through and checked all of my reports. The one is from a shift 2 report where Slacks asked me to start the report for him because he was doing something, and it's fully fucking empty. Not shit in there. That's the only one. I'm
Call
gonna
him
be
out,
so
Pins.
blunt.
Call him out.
That is the only one that is
No,
fully
that's
fucking empty.
that's
And I'm
what
like,
happens
bitch, I wasn't
sometimes,
involved.
yeah.
Hello?
It happens to me too.
I had a conversation with, I think it was Lucas. I can't remember half the people, but I know like all of us here are back from years ago, the MDT or MDW, where it showed who was actively on duty during the time of a report being
Yes.
made. So we could
That was
actively
nice.
just very easily like bing, bing, bing. These people were obviously all on the call like that. I will see about potentially submitting to hopefully get something like that incorporated, but you know how it goes. Probably not.
I think
Yeah.
to cover yourself though, just say I put this report up at the request of blah blah blah. Just so you've got a one-liner in there, then you can't get reamed out by us having an empty report, right?
Why do I
Yeah,
remember
that's
this
true.
from
That is
20
a good
fucking days
point.
ago?
I put this report up for this incident. Primary is so and so.
Yeah, it would be
pass
good
the
if we
buck
could
to
get.
them.
It would be good if we could get something for like
But yeah, the
individual officers
on duty
involved, though.
officers. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so good. 'Cause I'll be honest, I never do that. Like the officers involved, I only put like the incident command. That's pretty much it.
I do whoever I 100% know was there, and then I'm like, there's some of these new people I don't know who it was, and so then I 311 like 14 times and nobody adds anybody new, and I'm like, I know there was other bitches that were there, I just don't know their name, and I don't know how we. That's a tough one. Because unless like they put a statement in and then well, if somebody normally when they take the time to put a statement in, they'll add themselves as an officer involved. But
You can see if they process.
I
someone.
remember that,
Like,
right?
if they
Holy
process
fuck.
someone, they don't have a statement. I think that's a big red flag, based on like officer process, right? ID.
Oh, also, wait. So who are the main people for Air One? It's me, Sky, Rhodes, and who's the last one?
No, that's it.
It's
There's just
three.
Oh,
three.
it's only three.
So,
Oh,
actually, what's the process? I know that somebody mentioned to me the other day they were interested in.
yeah. Emily
Air
just
One.
hit me up too.
Yeah, so it's Emily. That's who it was. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the process of that? Like, do you guys have a process yet?
I don't
or-
think there
I
is a
don't think so.
process.
There
isn't
is
yet.
none, but I told her to just try to co-pilot as much as possible so that when there is a process, I'll like note it down that like she's interested, you know.
So this is essentially the equivalent of like the trial period of the cargo fast unit, right? Like this doesn't happen in the past where it's these people and only these people for now. We're gonna test the waters and then eventually it'll roll out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be honest. Air One is like dog
Trash.
shit. So I feel like we don't even need any more people because it's I don't know. It's
There's no
You know what's crazy?
I want to scream when I think of Air One.
If I could see these fucking cars at 10,000 feet in the air, I'd be able to call from a central location. Okay, but I can't. I can't. Y'all remember what the Corvette used to do years ago?
Yeah.
That shit got an invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
Wait, talking about Air One can't see from that high? It can't. Not 10,000 feet, but close. It's just slow.
Okay.
No, because some of these cars, they be going poof, even though they shouldn't be going poof yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't you remember, Pinzone, that one that was actually a black car that we were chasing that was moving so quick it became white?
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
yeah. That that's another thing too. There's certain cars, if you go a certain height, that they will just completely change color depending on your height. Like black cars will become white, green cars become black, and then red cars become black. Like the colors become so basic. It's and the Air One still goes 100 miles per hour and has a shit ton of fuel, but it doesn't matter how much fuel you have because you never catch nobody.
Yup.
Okay, before we go off on a tangent too far with this, I guess the one thing I do want to talk about is something that me and Jimmy especially have noticed is, as much as we praise shift, like we're happy with shift 3 and how much it's progressed and how well it is doing, there is this feeling of complacency with some people, and they've gotten a little too, comfortable with it, and so like, oh, what the fuck?
That's EMS.
People have gotten complacent and they're fucking up, and so yeah.
Everyone's gotta clear. We could come back to it.
I'm pulling Air One right now. Don't pull
I
it.
don't think that.
It might have been a
finish
Jiro
this
chop.
part,
Just jumping in the back.
Let me hop in the heli. Oh, there's.
It's at
Yeah,
the hospital.
just get in the driver's seat.
It's at the hospital. There's an officer on scene already. So go ahead and.
Okay, it was Lottie. She was ran over by someone driving, speeding through the emergency lane.
Okay.
Oh, that was it.
I'll talk to her. She got ran over by somebody. That is not a 13 Alpha. It was unintentional. They seemed like they were driving through her fast, she said, and she got hit.
Well, not a shooting. Air One gotta go back.
Holy fuck.
Alright, 10-4.
Alright, 2 and 3 breaking out.
Air One's RTB.
14 Alpha is code 4.
243 10.
I would have been petty enough to say the 14 Bravos go for.
Oh, that's messed up. EMS
It's just a J.
matter.
It's just a J. Now I would have called it the 14 Alpha.
Just a J, just a
J. Yeah, you guys know how screwed we would have been if all three of you went down in that helicopter when you three are the only ones allowed to fly.
Well, technically speaking, Air One shouldn't have been there because it wasn't a shooting.
Shut the fuck up. I'm a lieutenant. I can authorize it.
Yeah. I know. Alright, sorry, complacency?
Yes. Lots
Yes.
Yeah, we're all here.
Yeah, we're all here.
I like how we
Who in specific are y'all talking about? Like who
Aphrodite.
feels complacent? Okay.
Aphrodite.
That's what I wanted y'all to say.